not sure how this sounds right now, so I'm gonna need to do the most annoying thing in the world, which is to log on to my own stream. Just ignore. Not sure how this sounds right now. Okay, it looks like I'm actually like have a pretty good level set, which is not what I was expecting, because I can't really monitor any of this from the back half. Yeah, I hope my chat box works. I just switched out because apparently I had no idea. Apparently Stream Elements just like sucks and like steals like half of their stuff. Not Stream Elements, Streamlabs rather. And so that's what I was using, and so now I'm switching over to Stream Elements, and I have no idea if things are even gonna like show up. I need to like get a thing that allows me to like see who's watching, see how many people are watching. I shouldn't worry about that. I should just kind of get into what I'm doing. I'm not going to be working on this, but this is just the thing I was doing last night, and it was fun. I just forgot that I can like absolutely jump onto YouTube Studio and just manage my stream as it's happening because I'm stupid. Let's go. Yeah, let's go to the details. Hey, would you look at that? I can monitor my stream. Isn't that crazy, guys? Isn't that wild? Don't I feel like a little stupid head? Come on, let me, Yeah, I can be in the control room on this screen. You know, as I said, I'm moving streaming software, so I don't really know what all is happening. I also think that I'm still watching it on my phone, which is hilarious. Oh, I'm not, huh? So, all right. Anyways, hello. Turn off all of these tracks. Where's my mouse? There's my mouse. Hello to all. New live set. I do not care enough to save it. It was fun, but it was just like some random ass break beats. But yeah, so today basically my plan is to, so I recently made some, I've basically pulled together an EP of like straight up minimal techno, and it's a lot of fun. And I want to kind of create a workflow that I can do that with on my circuit. You know, it's not the most like, I don't know. It doesn't have quite the mixing, like, you know, obviously it doesn't have the same, because I made it all in the box, so it doesn't have quite the same, like, you know, thing that I could do over here, but I still really want to, like, you know, give it a shot, give it a try, see what I can pull out of this. So currently the goal is to, excuse me, is to create basically a sample pack. Let me actually create my folder right now. As you can see, I have the circuit tracks connected right now. I don't care about my iCloud storage almost being full. I'm aware. Thank you, John Apple. Tim Apple, that was the joke. Let's do CT samples. Guys, I can spell. Cool. So as I work through these things, I'm just going to export them out to there. So that should be pretty cool. So right now I've been having basically, like, my main process that I did for a lot of this stuff was I started really, no pun intended, very simple. And I usually used the simpler sampler, and then so one of them, my challenges to myself with making those, tracks was to make them kind of as stock as I could, but not making them sound just like a stock track. So I would kind of go through and find a bunch of, like, whatever sound I thought was best. Also, I'm really sorry if there's, like, latency on Ableton versus my voice. It is what it is. I'm trying. It's not exactly. I'm having to run Apple. Apple doesn't let you just directly capture, and so latency has some problems when you run it through a third-party software. So first thing I want to do is I really like soft kicks, actually. Like, I don't like as much punch. Although to a point it doesn't matter, because I'm going to be filtering off a lot of that top end anyways. That's okay. I like that one a little more. It has a little more resonance. I don't like that thud as much, honestly. That's probably, I mean, that's a little much, but, you know, let's see. I think I'll go with the 909 kick. I always like 909s. They're just, like, good, in my opinion. I don't know why. It's always my thing. I want to say that that's where. Yeah. So let's get this. So basically this is kind of how I would approach things in general. Would be like I would sort of make a beat here and affect it and then bounce it in place, and then like kind of reorganize it after the fact. And I realized that that's like basically what I do when I'm actually like working on the circuit, just with someone else's samples. So why not do a little bit myself? So let's see. So now I'm going to start doing some audio effects on it. So let's throw on an EQ8. Let's throw a compressor on. Let's just do a regular compressor. I sometimes like to use OTT, but let's use a very slight, like the tape saturator. I really like that, like hot driven tape effect, because it's just a little. Just has a little bit of that. And I'm going to tweak all of these, but I'm just kind of throwing them all on because I know what they do. I'm actually going to throw on a reverb for now. I'm not sure. I'm going to turn it off right now though, because I'm not sure exactly when I'm going to use that. I'm also going to copy and paste this. let's just do a 4 to the floor. Just to get things going. Okay, so I already, like, I don't need to cut this. Whew. Yeah, I'll keep that little bit of top end there. So that's pretty good. I'm just cutting it just in case. And in fact, I might move the EQ a little further forward in the chain, just so anything else that happens is EQ'd. I know that's kind of the opposite of how you usually do it, but especially when like I like really, really heavy compression on what I do, and sometimes that gets like a poppy, snappy sort of thing, which can work really well. But especially just for like making a one-shot sample, I kind of want this to be like exactly where I need it to be. So let me... There we go. That's nice. That's a nice little thing. Let's put a little more output. Not that much drive. And see, that's what I like about throwing on a low pass filter, is what it does is it kind of gives me that ability to sculpt the tone and still have it really like dull and muted, which is like a sound I really like on my kicks. I like them to fill up a lot of space, and so actually now I'm going to take this reverb. Part of me wants to put the reverb first, actually. Let's take that pre-delay down as low as we can. That is rumbly. Okay, it's not bad. It's a little bit of a rumble. It's like nothing crazy, but... Well, actually, it is kind of crazy. Let's bring that decay time down just a bit. Maybe bring that drive down a tad. That's nice. That is nice. I like this. Cool. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to do it as a one shot now. Yeah, and then I'm going to freeze that track and just drag it to an audio track. Boom. Oh, if it'll let me. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. Let's trim that end a little bit. I kind of want to get this as tight as I can. So that, like, you know, if I continue to super heavily compress it or whatever, I'm still able to kind of like, I don't know, work with it to a point. I want to be able to, like, you know, if I compress it and there's like a lot of noise in the sample, because sometimes that's why I'm trying to compress it, just to pull that noise and get a little more space out of it. That might be what I'm looking to do. Let's file. I'm going to export this right now so I can just get it out. Just making sure I have everything set the way I want to, and making sure my nose ring doesn't flip itself over in the meantime. Let's see. Forget the one thing is it's just going to export. I don't know where I'm exporting to, so give me 1 second. Preferences, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so that's the temporary folder. Never mind. I don't want to do that. I just want to... Fuck. I'm really bad at, like, some basic stuff, and I just, like, forget how to do it. So I just look it up later. So give me 1 second. I'm stupid. Whatever. I'm just trying to like bounce it so that I'm not diving through all my files. So like, you know, but whatever. Let's just file, export audio, export. Oh, there it is. Okay. Let's do this to desktop and hang on. I need this to go to circuit tracks. There we go. CT samples. Boom. There we are. All right. Let me just make sure that that landed the way I wanted it to. Perfect. Cool. All right. Let's get that. All right. So that's the first of, I'm basically going to create a couple different kicks, a couple different snares, a couple different whatever, you know. I'm also going to chop a break or two just to kind of have something in there that I like, you know, kind of know what I'm about. Let me check that my stream is still good. Cool, stream's still live. So yeah, let's, I don't know if this is even like the best way to approach how to do this, but like this is just how I've always done it. It's just kind of like make a new MIDI track and let's find a different kick. No, start here. I really like these sine slope kicks. They're really... You know what? I'm going to take this one. I know it's got a little more top end than I usually enjoy, but it's just going to work for me, I think. So let's do that. And go back to that drum. And let's make another 4 bars, or 4 beats rather. Let's just... All right, so this one's definitely going to be a lot weirder to work with and involve a lot more processing to get it to where I want, but that's kind of my vibe. Ooh, you know what? While I'm here, I'm also going to go into the samples folder. I'm going to name these. That's a really... It's a boomy kick, and this one is going to be a little bit punchier. And that's kind of how I categorize things. Is I'm not like the person who needs like 15 kicks. I usually just have the one that I like, and I just kind of keep working from it as I do. But but this one I'm also might put. No, I shouldn't put any real time. I'll do any delay that I want after the fact in the tracks. So let's do our EQ. And let's do our compressor. Yeah, let's just stick with the regular compressor for now, because this has such a hard attack. And I really go with the hard knee. Okay, cool. That's not bad. All right, let's go on over here. And let's take off some of that high end. I'm gonna keep that little tip of it in there. Just that little peak. Hang on, I gotta. Okay, cool. Back to sidecar. Okay. Just need to respond to a text message. I didn't need to respond to the text message. Let me go into the saturator and actually use the a bit warmer thing, and let me put that. Ooh, that's really nice. Bring that output down just a tad though. I don't want it too crazy. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Yeah, let's throw in some of that. Again, I really like throwing in my reverb directly, at least for like the super affected thing, because I'm looking to make a little bit of a rumble, because I can just cut most of that out, you know, with the amplifier on the circuit tracks. So let me find something weird though. Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah. It's really tinny, really nasty. And you can work with a really low mix and it still does a whole lot, or a high mix, and you get that real natural side chaining, which is what I love. So that's nice. Cool. So I don't know why I like froze it in place and then bounced it out, because I can just that's it. Okay, so let's do file, export audio video. Cool. Export, and let's do punch kick. Nice. Okay, so that's two. Oh. 2 kicks. I'll do a third kick. I don't think I need to. I think I actually honestly have like plenty, but you know, it is what it is. I want to have the options, even though I know that like realistically, I honestly don't use that many kicks, because I kind of want to create a consistent sound generally. So I just choose like one kick at the beginning of like a music making session, and I do as little as I can. That's also why I'm doing a lot of this work here. I do as little as I can after the fact, so I can just kind of keep going and making new tracks, and it'll just work, you know? So let's find one more kick. Stop doing that. Okay. That's kind of cool. If I threw a bunch of reverb on a regular kick and really didn't do a lot of like filtering, that could also be just an occasional like really cool thing. But it still would need to be kind of a usable kick for what I'm trying to do. Ooh, that's really good. I like that. It's a little punchy. As the thing states, it's a little bit of a room sound. Let's throw on that instrument. Let's do that and get that in there. And whoo! Yeah, I'll definitely still need to do some tweaking on it. Okay, so let's do are, I'm going to try to not use any dynamics though, and just kind of let the, because I mean a lot of these things are since I'm going to try to like not throw a bunch of reverb. I know I just said I was, but I'm going to try to, ooh. So that's a nice clean kick. That's a really nice, actually, just like kind of clean. Let me stretch that out just in case. Boom, boom, there we go. And so let's export this as clean kick. Still getting used to this keyboard. I'm all over it, you know? Cool, so those are our kicks done. So let's get rid of all of that. And let's find some snares. I really like kind of gentle rim shot snares a lot, actually. Like that is already just like almost exactly, I just like just almost like a finger click, but more intention than that, you know? Ooh, that's really good. That's the one I'm gonna use. Oh. Okay, so let's shape this just a tad. I mean, there is not a lot of shaping. This is a very good sound. That's the thing, is I see people being like, I don't know. I feel like there's like a stigma against using stock sounds. I don't get it, because like, at least in Ableton. I mean, some of the not GarageBand, some of the Logic stock sounds are kind of shit, in my opinion. I say this as a long-time Logic user. I would just generally go about making my own stuff. It just feels a little, what's the word? They just feel a little uninspired. But I don't know, Ableton, just because they have such a diverse like realm, it can generally like take a stock sound. I'm generally not feeling like I need to go and like hunt down something. I'm not feeling like I'm missing anything. You know, I can just scroll through and I find something that's close enough for me to be able to tweak it in. Obviously I'm not making like the most intense EDM, or like, you know, I'm not looking for these incredibly smashed snare sounds. And I know that that's where some people do have problems. So, you know, that might be kind of where there's more of that iffiness on that. But, you know, regardless, I'm going to go turn on my AC real fast because my ears are getting kind of warm. Why is this tarantula? Just a little bit warm up in here. Okay, so just taking out some of the lows. I'm gonna keep that air though. In fact, I might lift that air just a bit, because I really like a super airy. And I'll even put on just a really, I'm not going to compress this at all, but I'm going to find like a really small reverb. Maybe. Yeah. It just feels a little, it's like not even like a real, in my opinion, it's not even like a real room sound. It's just kind of more of like a, like there's just a little bit of a punch, there's just a little bit of a click to it, and just a slight amount of air. And that's really what I'm looking for, because I really want these, I want these snares to take up not a lot of space, because I really like playing around with using and not using snares. So, you know, I can do some really interesting things with a really tiny snare. So let me actually pull out one of these samples. Let's use that clean kick. Now let's use this boomy kick. And then... Okay, so... I'm going to use this kick as a sample. And just kind of show you how I would generally go about doing this, because it's kind of fun. So generally I just, you know, and so this is what I'm trying to replicate in the circuit tracks right now is this. So. And I would probably filter off a little bit more in the top, even in like a full mix, but just because this is what I'm working with. And so I would do bring volume to almost imperceptible. And then what I would do is take a delay, and this is, I'll delete this before I export it, but what I'll do is I'll generally, where are my audio effects? There they are. I'll take a delay, and just the Ableton like delay on 3 on a ping pong is so good. And so that way, I mean, it's kind of, hey, how's it going? That way it's almost doing two things right now. It's doing a little bit of a snare thing, but it's also doing like a bit of a shaker thing almost. And that's kind of what I'm looking for, is my snares to not really just be like a snare, you know? So anyways, let me get rid of that and file... export that, and we'll do that as like clicky rim, I think is what I'll name. I don't know why it's doing the Ableton like whatever. I'll figure that out. I'll figure out how I'm exporting things later. So let's make another nice little snare sound. So let's do let's just keep on going through these rim shots, you know. Now that one's kind of cool because it's got a little bit of a, again, it's kind of got that air to it. It's not as tight as I generally like, but it has a little bit of character. Whatever. It's not going to hurt to do it. To have it, at least for layering, you know, like who's gonna get hurt if I don't layer this up, you know, at some point. What am I looking for? There we are. So let's do that, and let's take that in, and let's go and EQ that pretty severely though, because I want that air still, but this also has like just a fair amount of body, if you listen. Even for a click, like there's a little bit of punch there, and I'm just, for my own stuff right now, just looking for as clear and clean as I can get. So let's take an EQ, and let's keep most of the top, just a little bit. I always throw in just a tiny bit of a low and a high pass, and I'm going to do a really severe drop. Ooh. I mean, that's almost a hi-hat. Ooh. I'm going to take some of those highs out. No, I'll leave those in. Let me go to a softer... And so this is where a nice compression is gonna really actually help, like a pretty strong compression. Ooh, yeah. And let's, again, throw in just a tad, just a very small reverb before the compressor, just so it squeezes in on that in a really nice way. Ooh. I barely need to do anything there. Ooh, that's a good sound. I like that, and I'm not going to overthink it, because if I overthink it, I mean, what? I've done like a bunch of solo samples, and I've been doing this for 35 minutes, so I think I should just get these done and just get these out. I'm going to have a lot of fun with the toms, though. That's all I'm going to say is once we get there. So this one is airy. Rim. Boom. Cool. So I'm going to get one or two actual like snares. I'm going to actually try to do like a layered snare and clap in one thing, because that's a thing that I tend to do anyways. And like one of the reasons I'm kind of pre-making these things is so I don't have to waste, you know, a couple of different things on my circuit. So let's go to some real snares, not just rims. Let's see what we've got. So I really like the TR snares, obviously. The trap snare is also really good. That's not a snare. Those are nothing. I'm going to try to find like something a little more like an 808. I just don't want them as hard as they are right now. I want to add a little and not take away a little. Oh, this is taking me a second. I'm just going to scroll all the way down until I get to like a good 808. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Let's use the shorter 808. Okay, so I've now just added that, and I'm going to run it through the same chain right now, just because who's that going to hurt? Cool. That's nice. It's just, let me take off a little bit of that aggression in the compression. There we go. And let's bring up that decay time just a tad bit. By a tad bit, I mean an incredibly substantial amount, but I'm going to bring down the dry wet so it's just barely back there. Hey, this is Ableton. This is Ableton Live 11. They have right now, and this is me exposing myself, you can use they have like a 90-day free trial with no commitment, like you don't have to put your credit card in, and it gives you full access to all of this. So like definitely, if you're looking at making electronic music, use this because the songwriting is so good. Like being able to use these things and kind of like create different rhythms and patterns at different lengths without putting a lot of thought into it is a thing that I have struggled with because I used Logic for a while, and it sucks with that. You have to keep on changing things. So definitely give this a shot. But right now I'm not even using it for songwriting. I'm just using it. I'm using it and a lot of its stock settings and just kind of trying to create a little bit of a sample pack for myself. I'll probably put it out because, I mean, like, what am I going to do? Hide this? This is mine. Oh, I already have an EQ on. I forgot. Oh, that's part of why. There we go. So I'm going to keep this a little more mid-focused, but ooh, yeah. So let's do that, and then I'm going to duplicate all of this. No, that's not what I meant to do. Cool. So I'm going to duplicate this, and I'm going to change this to a hand clap. So let's do a clap. That's a really nice one, but that's nice. That's got a good tone to it. So now together, no. So this is just that clap right now. So I'm going to re-EQ it just a tad. Keep some of that high end in. And I'm going to throw that snare in for a little more body. And I'm going to bring that down. There we go. And that way we've got just a little bit more of a full shot with our sound. So cool. Yeah, cool. So the sound pretty much fully disappears there. And let's export that. And let's do snare airy. Cool. So I've got most of my basics down. Oh, well, no, I don't. I have just like kicks, snares, and like rim shots. So let's do some hats. Now, I'm really simple with my hats. I just like 909s. Like, they are just, I don't know why, but they're just like 707s and 909s are just both amazing. Just like whatever like slurriness is happening is just like absolutely my jam. So I'm just gonna do a basic like 707, 909. Again, a little bit of tweaking, but not anything insane. So let's do sort of sampler, and let's just do a 909 right now. Let's do just one hit, just so that it can. This is just a closed 909, so I want the one thing with the closed 909s is they're still just a little too slurry for me, so I'm gonna really actually bring down the. I'm gonna bring that sustain down a bit. There we go, and there we go. They're just a little. I'll add a tad more, just so I can get a little slurrier. But I usually cut it down really tight, anyways. So, and then this, all I'm gonna do is just do a bit of an EQ, just in case there's anything else floating around in there that I don't want, that I can't really see. Yeah, see, so there's a lot of low end there. I'm just gonna, there we go. So that's all. And that's gonna be a very easy closed hat. (909) CH. And let's do, I think that I should be able to do the same, just drop a 707 into the same thing and just like barely notice anything. So let's do a 707 in there. Yep. I'm going to add a little bit more low end and a little bit more of a sustain tweak. So a little less sustain, actually. And boom. There's my 707 closed hat. Don't hold enter. And all right, now let's go to my open hats. Hi-hat open. 909, there we go. That's... Ooh. I'll bring that sustain up, but not all the way. And again, I'm almost trying to take off the attack of it because I really want this to kind of like have just like a shuffly feel to it. And one of the problems that I have on the circuit tracks is you can close your amp envelope, but you can't close it from the other way. So you can just get it snappier and not looser. So I'm actually gonna kind of hemorrhage myself a little bit, but if I need that attack back in, I'll just throw in a closed hat. So just take a little bit more off of that. Yeah. Make it really, and then I'm gonna throw some reverb on it just so I can get a really slurry sound. I don't know why slurry is like the word that I use to describe my ideal hat. Yeah, let's throw in the verb before the EQ. Yeah. And again, I'm going to increase that decay time by a pretty substantial amount and probably just mess with the mix. Yeah. That's good. That's good. I like that. And obviously I could screw all of this up terribly, and this could sound terrible once I throw it onto my circuit. But for right now, this sounds really good. And so let's do, what is this, a 909? Yeah. Let me just delete all of this. 909 open hat, and then I'll throw on my 707, and it should pretty much be the same thing. Ooh, that's a much sharper. Okay, so I actually need to work a little more. Okay, yeah, so this needs a little more work because this is not going to fly for me. So let's take... Because that's a really strong attack, and I really don't like it. I'm going to get rid... I just realized that my comments are just not showing up on my thing, so I'm going to just get rid of my chat box because that's not connecting right. So, but it's okay because I can still see the comments from here. But yeah, that's a really strong hi-hat. So I'm actually gonna just a tad of a slower attack. That's still super strong. I'm gonna try to cut down on that aggression with aggression. So I'm gonna try to see, I mean, this is a thing that like I don't know too much about compression in all honesty. I just kind of tune it by ear. What's good? How you doing? Let me see. But I'm thinking if I crush that, ooh, yeah, so that's like so over compressed and like painful, but like especially if I like drown it in reverbs and delays, I'm losing some of the impact on that attack because it's so, the whole thing is flat, and that's kind of what I want right now. Ooh, that's too loud. Let's bring that up just a tad. Let's just bring my output out just... And then I'm going to actually make this twice as long and make the reverb tail just a bit longer. Just a little bit darker. There we go. Okay, so this should work. This should work for me. And again, there's like tweakability I can do after the fact as well to like notch it into each song. I'm not trying to create the perfect sample, but I'm just trying to kind of create my own thing. So, all right, so now let's just get some toms in here and maybe like an impact sound, like some sort of like reversed reverb, like sort of thing. Because I really like those. And so let's just do another instance of a simpler, and let's find some good toms. I really like very simple like 808 style toms. I don't know if I'm gonna go directly for an 808 pack, but I just really like just like a sine wave, just boom boom. I can just hear. Those are okay. I want a little less of a pitch envelope, like not an insanely less pitch envelope, but like all these are really dirty. That's a good one. And I usually just use like one or two. Yeah, I'm making a sample pack. So right now what I'm doing is I'm just kind of like trying to create my own sort of tailored to what. So I haven't put it out yet, but I made an like a minimal techno EP that I'm just kind of putting some touches on, debating whether or not I want to release it or if I want to keep practicing myself up and get myself even better. But I want to be able to like jam on that in the moment without my laptop. Although I'm surprised at how fun it's been to work on my laptop. But so what I'm doing is I'm just kind of trying to create sort of like a lot of what I used, a lot of the similar sounds I used for the drums. Because those are the things that's been hardest to replicate on the circuit tracks, because a lot of the packs I have really strong drums. They have really punchy, like aggressive techno, and I have to filter a lot of things down, and sometimes I have to use different effect slots for different things, and I just don't want to do that. So I'm spending the time up front here, and then I'm also going to make some circuit patches using the, what's it called, the circuit, where is it? It's like Novation Components. That's what it is. I'll find it. I don't know where it is, but yeah. So basically, like I'll use components and make some like kind of traditional analog things. Just some like no more than like 3 or 4 just traditional analog voices, and then throw in a couple of my favorite like kind of harder samples to kind of do that back and forth sort of thing. But yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at right now. So yeah, I'm gonna jump right to an 808. Like these are just too much happening right now. There we go. Yeah, so just like I'll just take a mid tom, you know, because generally I just need like 1 or 2 tom sounds, and I just pitch automate it because it takes up 1 track, and then I can go like do like per the song without having to like kind of find my way around it, which is great about being able to record pitch automation super easily on the track. So let's just take that and just do. Let's honestly. I'm not even sure if I want to do anything to it. It's just like such a raw sound. Like, do I even want to like throw anything else on it? Oh, if I release it, it's not. I mean, like I'm not planning on releasing it just because I don't think it's anything special. But like I might if if I release it, it will be free. Like, if I release it, it will just be like, here are some downloads. Because, I mean, like, you know, it's not anything crazy. This isn't like a thing where I'm like, this is anything anybody could do on their own. I have a lot of respect for a lot of sample packs. A lot of them are more than just a curation thing, but for me, it's really just like a bit of curation, a little bit of filtering to make a pack really specific to me and what I'm doing. So if anybody wants it, sure, they can have it. I don't know why. Like, you know, I guess it saves like a little bit of time, and that's fine, but I'm not putting in any sort of work that I'm like, oh, this is worth money. But I mean, that's kind of a me problem, is I always have trouble charging for my own music. So like, there we go. That's super soft. Woo. That's it. That's what I want. That's all I want. Just a little bit of an incredibly extreme filter. I'm not, I may be making minimal music, but I'm certainly not minimal with my edits. That's all I'm going to say. Let's just do tom. And let me just throw in another random tom. But, yeah, I mean, like, you know, I'll probably just set up like a Google Drive if anybody wants it. 'Cause it's not like, you know, again, it's not anything crazy, but it's just like a bunch of like, you know, here, you know, I have them all exported. So let me just make let me show kind of how I would use everything since I've made, you know, all of this stuff now. So let me just do a new live set, and I don't need to save. I don't need to leave anything in place because I am just going to create a bunch of simplers. I'll just do a drum rack to make it even easier. So let's just do a drum rack, and let's just drag in a couple of these sounds that I've made. So let's do, let's use the boomy kick. Come back up, go back up. I need that. I don't want to be all the way down there. There we go. Boomy kick. Let's throw that in there. So that's got like a nice like, but like a little bit of verb on it. Let's use the airy rim shot, and let's use the 909 open and closed hats. Let's do 909 open hat. And let's do this tom. So it's a very like, you know, I'm trying to do as little as possible because I only have 4 tracks on a circuit. So I would be throwing the closed and the open hat onto the same track, which is cool because it does like a choke group thing basically, which is the thing I'm gonna have to do manually here. So let me actually quickly set that up because that's important to me. So let's do, no, not that. So this is a nice little hack. If you want your open hat to close out your, it's not a hack, it's literally like the way, why did I throw the 707 on there? I wanted the 909. Where's the 909 open hat? Oh, it's over here. There we go. 909 open hat. There we go. So, I mean, it's not a hack, but it's just like, it's a way to use the software. But I always set my, you know, it's just a thing that I always had trouble with until I don't know why it's not like easier to get to because it's in like 2 menus. But you just create a choke group so that when you play a closed hat, it mutes the open hat, and that's important to me. So let me just make a really simple 4 to the floor beat. So let's do, keep forgetting I'm on a different keyboard, so the keyboard shortcuts are different. And let's just play this. Let's do that. obviously gonna need to change the volumes on all of these. There we go. And let me just change my volumes. Let's do a little bit of mixing. So this with like a master reverb on it, or actually what I'll do is I'll throw delays on each individual hit the way I would. So let me go to my delay and then throw on that onto the rim shot. So it doesn't sound like much right now, but like especially like, you know, as you like slowly build up a track, I keep forgetting how to scroll with that mouse because it doesn't have a sideways scroll. So let me just mute some of these and let's take those out. So and especially like a good delay on this tom. And then what I'll do is I'll take that so here, let me turn off my mic so there's a little less noise. It's got such a nice, wow, all that noise was coming from something else, and we'll get to that in a second. Man, electronics noise is not a joke. I hate having to plug my synths into my computer, my goodness. But just... and then like... just even this, like to me, let me take it a little faster. It's just got such a simple club sound to it. I want to do a thing where it sounds like I'm listening to the rave coming next door, if that makes sense, you know? And you can just sort of barely hear it. Everything's kind of funky. Everything's just a little out there. And then... so that's the thing, is it's not like an insane sample pack, but it just works, and it just works. So I don't need to save this because I have all of my samples. So let's open, oh, there it is. Nope, I don't need that. I don't care about that right now. I don't need that. Son of a gun. I can't aim. But yeah, so now let's open components and get things rolling. And that's where... unfortunately, the electronic noise is going to come back because, unfortunately, I suck. Why error getting updates? Okay, whatever. I just want... let's go to... let's try to make a bass patch first things first. So let me get this to... this is just the initialized patch. And yeah, let's do this. So first things first, what I usually do with any sort of a bass patch, I like to mix in 2 oscillators and put one an octave down. Let's make this top one a saw still, because I like getting like the pokiness from the top, but then make the bottom one a square. Cool. And it's already mono, so that's nice. Oh no, sorry, it's poly. So let's make that a mono voice. And let's bring that filter down a bit. So what I usually do is I'm just gonna make a quick. So obviously I'm editing this all on the screen. This is being done though by all the sounds are actually being created in the circuit tracks. So I'm just gonna create a little, just like a, and then I'm just gonna throw these random drum sounds so that I have a rhythm. Cool. So that's not too bad. And so a lot of this work happens in the macros. So that's where I'm going to jump in now, actually. So macro 1, they usually say oscillator. So what I'm going to do for this first macro is it's going to be the mix for that second oscillator. Mixer, oscillator 2 volume. Let me turn it up. And I just realized that this is the one thing I always forget, is that I have to hang on one second, I gotta take a phone call. Sorry about that. But yeah. I don't want it fully. So right now what my problem is, so I need to change this. So I want all the way up to be all the way in. But I don't want all the way down to be all the way out. So let me see what I do here. This is the one thing that sucks, is these macros are weird. God, it sucks so much. Like, this is a really powerful piece of software, and I just don't know how to use it. I think this is it. Maybe. Okay. Because I want it to, I guess it's fine where it is. It just doesn't make me the happiest. That's whatever. Okay, and then the second is going to be oscillator modulation. And I just like connecting that. And obviously you don't have to do it in the way that they say, but I like doing it just because everything's in the same place. So I'm going to do oscillator 2. Let's do, I want to do something with a, yeah, I want to do something with the pulse width. Oscillator 2 pulse width. So So that depth needs to be a lot shorter. Cool, that's pretty good. Macro 3, I'm gonna skip 3 and 4 because I'm gonna come back because that's where I have the most trouble usually. Let's immediately throw on a filter. Let's throw on like a filter. Cutoff frequency. Okay, so let's find the top. And then let's find the bottom. Seems to be good. Okay, yeah, that's a little too deep on the... Because I don't actually want to close everything when I turn it all the way down, because I just want it to be able to kind of hit to... Because if I'm turning everything down, I'd want to be doing something else. I need to change my battery in this camera because I never streamed this long. Give me a second. Shows you how prepared I am for anything, ever. I really should get one of those just like camera things that like lets you keep your camera rolling forever, like a wall wart for it. But regardless, yeah, so and that's why I like the pulse width modulation, because you can really find your relationship between those two frequencies. But I don't want it. I guess I could have it open this wide. What needs to happen next is now I need to do a filter envelope. So this is where shit is whack. Fuck, I hate doing this part. Filter envelope. So this is going to control a macro. This sucks. Okay, so let's do... Let's see. I gotta... This is the part that I hate the most about this, because on a modular synth it's so much easier because you just know where everything's gonna sit. I wish the patching was just a little more intuitive. Novation, if someone from Novation ever stumbles across this, talk to me. I'd love to, I'm a nobody, but I would love to give you some tips on how to maybe make this a little more user-friendly, because sometimes it's kind of hard to tell what a thing is supposed to do. But anyways, that's just me. So this is going to change the decay. Let me go to the main. What envelope did I send that to? Envelope 2. That explains it. Let's do the envelope. Nope, I don't want to send that to Circuit Tracks right now. So let's take the envelope 2 decay, which is tied to what? I forget. So, oh yeah, let's Let's make envelope 2 modulate the filter for sure. So that turns it negative. Let's have it work with, here, let me work on my normal envelope. God, I hate working these envelopes. They're just the most frustrating thing. Let's do envelope 1 decay and release. I'm gonna have both of those be modulated from this one. Well, that's not doing what I want it to. Well, that's doing it the opposite way of what I wanted. Well, it's also not doing what I wanted it to. Oh, because I'm modulating envelope 2, of course. That would explain everything. Okay, so let's go back to everything open. Take those to the positive depth. There we go. I'm getting there now. So let's see. I don't need them to be that intense. Okay, cool. So the filter envelope is doing something actually. I was afraid I just didn't have it connected. So let's do the same thing where it's going to go to the release. Cool. Nice. Cool. This is not a bad bass. Oh, and there's a kitty cat behind me. Very cool. Dude, looking up. Obviously I want to add a pretty substantial resonance modulation. So let's do resonance. Maybe not quite. Maybe around there. Nice. So, yeah, that with a nice 4 on the floor is gonna do some really nice stuff. Maybe I can turn that amp envelope up just a tad bit, actually, because it feels a little. Oh no, never mind. That came out of nowhere. Dang, everybody got a Stream Bose card now. That's crazy. Fuck. All right. Back into the modulation matrix. I can't deal with that right now. Ugh. This just makes me wanna So that's not bad. Yeah, so that'll be cool to just like kind of, you know, doodle with live. So for this number 7, that is generally just set aside for a modulation. I'm going to actually go to an effects setting real fast. So let's do... Oh, duh, that should also be filled. Whatever, I'm going to bring that down just a tad bit. Okay, cool. So let's do source. So I'm going to want to... Nah, I'll do that later. So let's do an effects. Let's do a distortion level. Modulation right here. And let's find our distortion type that we like. Ooh. Those have... That compression is really nice, but I don't like the flavor of this distortion. Why is filter 5 controlling? I need these things to do better. Hang on. Maybe they need to be a little deeper. Oh, it probably has to do with this. Oh no, I have to go back to the main page. And then I need to make them even stronger, I think. Which I don't know if that is possible. So let's go back here. And then, why is that just bringing up the attack? That's not what I wanted. Oh, it probably needs to sustain more, just as much. And then let's do a release. Ooh, that's nice. That's nice. Okay, cool. And then it's a nice distortion, but it's not my favorite, so let's keep looking. So that's the clipper. That, but the level gets way too loud with that distortion, unfortunately for me. I to like... Ooh. That's all right. That's not good. Just a little bit on that. That might be it. Oh! Oof! Okay, cool. So that's a fine bass. I mean, it's not anything crazy, but you know, it'll work. Cool. So let's save as all around bass, because it's not anything like amazing. Don't do me that. Don't do me like that. Why? New pack name. Tech pack. Save. Fuck. Why isn't it letting me save this? Okay, cool. I'll just send it to this pack. I'll send it next to Tweakable Bass. Okay, cool. So at least it's on my circuit. Worst comes to worst. So let's do another bass. Just having some issues connecting to the internet, you know. Let me see if that works now. No, still doesn't read anything. That's fine. That's cool. I probably need to update my Mac. But let's do a triangle with a sign underneath it. Cause I thought it was closer. Well, and I was right at the end too. Whatever. I'm going to change that mixer balance just a tad. So let's do this. And let's go to that mod matrix. Let's take that first macro. Let's bring these both down 12 steps. Yeah. Let me change that. Let me add a sustain onto this as well. That's envelope 1 sustain, envelope 2 sustain. And I want more resonance here because this is such a soft thing. Ooh, cool. I can get like different intervals because of how pure the waves are, plus the resonance peaking. That's really great. I like that. I really like that distortion as well for it. I don't want it to be quite as strong though. So let's do it. Yeah. So what are these first things again? This is a mix modulation, that makes sense. And this one is the, oh yeah, I don't care about the pulse width index. So what I can use this for though, let's use this for, ooh, that's some nice sounds. And that's just like some weirdness that I really like. That's nice. I can get like chords on a bass just from like envelope resonance in like a nice controlled way, because usually it's like super not in control. That's nice. I like that. But let's change that from the pulse width index to, oh, what should I do? Let's do an LFO. Let's do a nice slow LFO, and let's have it on a, let's do LFO1 plus and minus. Let's take that and put that into, yep, oscillator pitch. And this is gonna go to macro 2. And then we'll also let's do it to 7. That's nice. That's nice. It's just got like a little bit of a thing. Cool. So let's Also send that, and let's, oh, I need to save as, sine bass, save. It's gonna give me an error, and I'm just gonna throw it onto my tracks into the, and then I have some sounds that I already like in here. Like this one. It's a very, this was made to be like a dead mouse pluck. Yeah, just whatever. I called it mouse stabs. It's fun. So let me do it like a, so let's redo all of that. Let's just clear. And let's change that. I need to actually go into the mod matrix. There we go. That's nice. So that's a nice little thing. Okay, cool. Well, I wish my thing was working so I could just like throw these goddamn things onto my circuit, but I guess that's not working. Maybe it will. Maybe it will. Maybe it will. No. Okay, so let's just throw these samples in and then see if I can drag those samples in. Nope, don't do that. Don't do that at all. And then let's take this. Okay, so circuit track samples. Let's go. And let's just do a kick. 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 Click. Click. Clap. This is a very small, I mean, I'm going to add more to this later just so, because it's like not even going to fill the first 2 rows, I don't think. But for now, it should be workable. Cool. Save that. So let's send to circuit tracks. Oh, cool. I can just send these samples. So let me shift click. It does not let me send multiples. What a piece of poo-poo. It's fine. I'll just go one by one and send these to this dang thing just so I have them. This is the most, like, again, like I think that there's probably a better way, but like if someone's at Novation and wants to like let me know what the better way is, because it's not easily like it's just not quite optimized. Like this software has so much potential, but right now it's just kind of iffy. It's just not quite there. And I'm sure they know that. Like, I think that, like, I don't think anyone at Novation is pretending like this is its finished product. I'm just saying I will beta test for relatively cheap as well, might I add. Let's do the 909. Ba-ba-ba. It should be a lot easier to do this. Like there's just like the way of like connecting to what's actually on your circuit is just weird, especially through this. It should just be easier to just like open all of your packs on your circuit and just be able to be like, oh yeah, this is how this works, you know? And it just doesn't quite do the trick, if that makes sense. But you know, let's see. Gonna send that to this pack. And we'll send that Tom. And then I will try to make a beat. See if I did anything worth doing today. So yeah, let's see. Let's see how this sounds. That'll do it. Okay, cool. So once this loads, cool. I really like this already. Okay, so let's do. Yeah, and so let's do a tempo around there then. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, about 140. That's fine. Let's make it 142, just for funsies. Who's gonna stop me? Huh? The president? I don't think so. I'll stop myself. That's a little too fast. Let's do 135. There we go. What is that? What did I put there? So I definitely did something a little whack with how I exported that. So I like this. This is super airy, super wild. Like, okay, let's go to one of those bass patches. Yeah. that was hot. that was fun as fuck. Holy shit, that was great. Awesome. Well, I got a biggity bounce. Been here for nearly 2 hours. But that is basically what I wanted the drums to do. Now I need to spend a lot more time on synth voices. So maybe I'll be back tomorrow. Who's to say? But that was fun, and I want to do that again. Thank you all for tuning in. If you enjoyed what I do, please hit like, please hit subscribe. The regular YouTube stuff. Talk to y'all later. Get me over to the thing where I can stop the stream.